Hey y'all, welcome to Cat's Hobby Corner. Hey, good morning y'all. Welcome to Cat's Hobby Corner. This morning I am going to be working with the stevia plants that I received. And as y'all can see, they seem like they have acclimated well since we put them in the pot. But when I was doing a lot of research, they were saying if you want to continue to get your stevia plant to grow, you really need to make sure you're harvesting these larger leaves regularly to encourage the plant to give you more leaves. So that's what we're going to be doing this morning. We are harvesting our stevia. We've got our bowl here, and one of the biggest tips they gave was that when you're harvesting, you simply want to pull down on the leaf. See? You don't want to distress the plant, and that way you're giving more room for the new leaves to come in. So we're only harvesting the biggest leaves today. And you can see as I'm pulling loose, there are baby leaves ready to go. So I guess this first harvest for us is going to look kind of drastic for the big leaves, because we want this to do as much production as it can in the amount of time that we have. And it's about 66 degrees this morning, which was surprising. But it's supposed to get up to the 80s. It's a nice cool morning, so I'm enjoying it. Now once we get these leaves picked, they are going into the dehydrator, and we will be dehydrating them. And I'm planning on using them in my teas and my coffee. As I'm planning on using them in teas and coffee as my sweetener. Now I was really shocked to hear that a lot of people actually use this method of dehydrating them, and they use it for all their sugar. I mean, one lady had like a family of 5, and she harvests stevia leaves to take care of her family with their sugar needs. So I was really surprised, and I think she had like about 32 plants. So it sounds like stevia can go a long way if taken care of correctly. I told y'all my biggest desire for doing this is because I'm diabetic, and I use stevias and Splenda, and honestly I never knew though that there was a actual plant out here where they get the stevia from. So that's what made me decide to see about investing in this stevia plant. Crazy birds fighting. Alright, so I think we've given a fairly decent haircut to our stevia. I'm smelling my fingers because they say you can sometimes smell the sugar on your fingers. All right. All right. I'm gonna let our stevia sit out here and recoup. Gotta be big leaves. Okay, I'm done. There's a haircut for our stevia plant. Alright, so we got a lot, guys. Check that out. So we're gonna go in and I'm gonna wash these. We're gonna put them on the dehydrator and let them dry, and I'll show you all how I'm gonna be using them. Alright guys, so we've got our stevia leaves washed and all clean at this point. And I am loading them into the dehydrator. I have some strawberries on the bottom, but this is my Magic Meal dehydrator. So we are going to be loading and stacking these. It seems like videos I've seen, they do dry fairly quickly, so. All right, we're gonna let these go for a couple of hours. And all right, y'all, so our dehydrator has finished with our stevia leaves. Y'all hear that crunch? All right, so these are ready for us to grind up. We have our Hamilton Beach grinder, coffee grinder. We have our jar with our lid that we're going to be putting our stevia in. And this is what I'll be using once we get it ground down. So we're not grounding it down to powder. We're just making it into something that can fit in our steeper, and I can put this into my cups of coffee or whatever it is that I'm trying to sweeten. So we don't want it to be extremely, we don't want it to be really thin. Put a few in there. Cap down. And we're gonna pulse it. Let's see how this looks. Take it off slowly because we don't want. Okay, that's looking kind of good. You can smell the sweetness though coming off these leaves. All right, I think that's pretty good. Let's dump it out into the top. And that is about the fineness that we want. You see that? We just want it fine like that, where we can put it into the steeper. All right, y'all, we finally got all our stevia ground up, and as y'all can see, it's in a nice powder. We've got it in a small jar, and then we're going to use our steeper with it when we get ready to make our coffee and our tea for sweetener. Hey y'all, so I am doing an experiment. I wanted to test out my stevia extract with about 8 fluid ounces of tea. And of course, here's my extractor, and I have I put 1 teaspoon of extract in my tea, and when I tried it, It was sweet. It was, I got a hit of sweet, as if maybe I put like just a little sweetener in there. But, so I went back and I put another teaspoon of the extract, in my steeper and put it in here. Now, the thing that I messed up on was I didn't realize I needed to have it steeping in the hot tea for at least 5 minutes to really get the full extract properties. And yes, it does have a few little extracted leaves floating around, but I'm not really worried about that. I mean, if that was a problem, I could strain it. So anyway, I've been letting this sit here, so I'm gonna try and see if it's any sweeter with the 5 minutes that I've let it been sitting here. Let's try it. Yeah, it's definitely sweeter. It's definitely sweeter. So I like this. I like this. I'm gonna see if it gets sweeter the longer it sits here. But this water pretty much was at boiling when I used my coffee dispenser. So it is hot, and it is infusing those leaves in my strainer. This was a cool test. So anyway, kind of reminds me of herbal tea. It's good though. At least I have a sweetener. I don't know how effective it will be with coffee, because coffee has such a robust taste, but I may try that test next. Hey guys, thanks for visiting Cat's Hobby Corner. Be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button so you'll get the content as we put up new videos. The channel's growing, and it's all because of you. Thanks again.